Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, today I want us to sit with a single question, one that each of us needs to ask ourselves honestly. What am I truly willing to sacrifice for the sake of Allah? We use the word sacrifice often. We sacrifice sleep for work. We sacrifice money for a holiday. We sacrifice comfort for ambition. Human beings sacrifice for all sorts of things every single day. But how much do we sacrifice truly and consciously for the one who gave us everything we have in the first place? This is not a question meant to make anyone feel guilty. It is a question meant to wake something up inside us, because sacrifice in Islam is not a punishment. It is a privilege. It is the currency of love. When you love someone deeply, giving something up for them doesn't feel like a loss at all. It feels like an honor. So today, let's explore this together. What sacrifice really means, why Allah asks it of us, and what practical things we can start sacrificing in our own lives. Starting today, understanding the meaning of sacrifice. Sacrifice is not simply about giving something away. It's about giving up something you love or something that is difficult to part with for the sake of something or someone greater. Every year during the days of Hajj, millions of Muslims commemorate the story of a father willing to give up his own son and a son willing to give up his own life purely out of obedience and love for Allah. That story is not there for us to admire from a distance. It's there to be lived in whatever small or large way our circumstances allow. The point of that story was never really about the boy at all. It was about the state of the heart. It was about a level of submission where nothing, not even the most precious thing a person has, is held back from Allah if he asks for it. Now, most of us will never be tested in that exact way, but we are tested every single day in smaller versions of the same test. Will you give up the extra hour of sleep to pray Fajr? Will you give up the argument you could win because Allah loves those who hold their tongue? Will you give up the money in your pocket for someone who needs it more than you? Sacrifice, then, is not one dramatic moment. It's a daily decision repeated over and over to choose Allah over our own desires. Here's something beautiful to reflect on. Allah does not need anything from us. He is not enriched by our worship, and He would not be diminished by our disobedience. Whatever we give up, whatever we sacrifice, it doesn't benefit Him in the slightest. So why does He ask us to sacrifice at all? Because sacrifice benefits us. It purifies us. It trains the soul to detach from the love of this world and attach itself to the love of the hereafter. Every time you give something up for Allah, you are not losing. You are training your heart to know what truly matters. Think about it this way. A person who has never given anything up for their faith has a faith that has never been tested. An untested faith is often weak faith because it has never had to prove itself. But the person who has sacrificed, who has felt the pinch of giving something up and still chose Allah, that person has a faith with roots. Their belief isn't just words on the tongue anymore. It has become part of their character. Let's get practical, because a reminder without action is only half a reminder. Sacrifice your time. Time is the one thing none of us can get back. Are you willing to sacrifice some of your evening entertainment, your endless scrolling, your idle chatter, to sit and read the Quran, to make dua, to help a parent, to volunteer for your community? Sacrifice your ego. This might be the hardest one. Can you sacrifice being right? Can you sacrifice the last word in an argument? Can you say sorry first, even when you feel you weren't wrong? The ego is one of the biggest idols a person can worship without even realizing it. Sacrifice your comfort. Waking up for Fajr when your bed is warm. Fasting when it's difficult. Standing in prayer when your legs are tired. These small discomforts, offered sincerely, carry immense weight with Allah. Sacrifice your wealth, not just through obligatory zakat, but through the voluntary giving that softens the heart. Give to someone who cannot repay you. Give when it actually costs you something, not just from your surplus. Sacrifice bad habits. Whether it's a harmful relationship, an addiction, backbiting, or laziness in worship, walking away from something familiar and comfortable purely because Allah asked you to is one of the purest forms of sacrifice. Sacrifice your desires for the sake of your family. Sometimes sacrifice looks like patience with a difficult spouse, gentleness with a demanding parent, or putting your children's well-being before your own convenience. These quiet, unseen sacrifices are deeply loved by Allah. Even if no one else notices them, nothing you give up for Allah is ever truly lost. This is a promise woven throughout Islamic teaching. Whatever you sacrifice sincerely, Allah replaces it with something better, whether in this life or the next. Every act of sacrifice is a seed. You may not see the harvest immediately. Sometimes the harvest doesn't come until the day of judgment, when you'll see the true weight of the small things you gave up in this temporary world. A single moment of holding your tongue, a single coin given in charity, a single night of extra prayer. These things do not disappear. They are recorded, they are treasured, and they will meet you at a time when you need them most. This is why the believer never sees sacrifice as a loss. The believer sees it as an investment. When you give up something for Allah, you are simply moving it from a temporary account into a permanent one. And brothers and sisters, sacrifice is not about how much you have. It's about how much you're willing to let go of for the sake of the one who gave it to you in the first place. You don't need to wait for a dramatic test in your life to prove your love for Allah. Start today in the small things. Give up 10 minutes of your time for an extra prayer. Give up one harsh word. Give up one bad habit. Give up one moment of pride. These small sacrifices, done consistently and sincerely, are what build a heart that truly belongs to Allah. Ask yourself again, honestly, tonight, what am I willing to sacrifice for Allah? And then don't just answer with words. Answer with action. May Allah make us among those who give freely and sincerely for His sake. And may He accept every sacrifice, big or small, that we offer in His path. Jazakumullahu khairan.